Today we will talk about the type of the ring that the Prophet ﷺ used to wear. But before that, we all know that the Prophet ﷺ spent 13 years in Mecca without much focus on rulings of halal and haram. Most of the rulings of halal and haram and even rituals were all during the Medina period, the last 10 years of his life, alayhi salatu wasalam. And this is here where we see something called an-nasakh in the sciences of Quran, fi ulum al-Quran. An-nasakh means an ayah that speaks of something that it might be allowed, or the Prophet act might do something that might be interpreted as allowed, but then later on an ayah would say this is haram, or the Prophet ﷺ would act on something totally the opposite. So the ruling will always be the last one as the final status that the ayah or the hadith or the action of the Prophet has resulted on, alayhi salatu wasalam. In this particular area, we're gonna quote a hadith and tell you what happened during the concept of what was practiced and then what changed. And this hadith is in Al-Bukhari. عن ابن عمر اتخذ رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خاتما من ذهب. That the Prophet ﷺ wore a ring made of gold. وجعل فصه مما يلي بطن كفه ونقش فيه محمد رسول الله. And he made the top of it, with a printed something on it as Muhammadur Rasulullah. That's what was written on the ring. فاتخذ الناس خواتم الذهب. So everyone started to wear what? Golden rings. فلما رآهم قد اتخذوها رمى به. When he saw that people started wearing gold, he what? He threw it away. ثم اتخذ وقال لا ألبسه أبدا. I will never wear it again. ثم اتخذ خاتما من فضة نقش فيه محمد رسول الله. So he did wear a silver-based ring after that with the same writings on it, محمد رسول الله. ثم لبس الخاتم بعده أبو بكر. So the khatam, it was a sign for the leader to wear it. So the first Khalifa Abu Bakr wore it after the Prophet died, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then Umar wore it after Abu Bakr died, radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. Then Uthman wore it after Umar, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, died. And it fell in the well of Bi'r Aris. So the last thing is that the Prophet's ring was in the well of Bi'r Aris, and since then it was lost. So here we know that the Prophet ﷺ did something and then overruled it by another act. And then the final ruling is that one time he held both pieces, a piece of gold and a piece of silk, pure silk. And he said, هَذَانِ حَرَامٌ عَلَى ذُكُورِ أُمَّتِي. These two substances or material are haram for my male ummah to wear, pure silk or pure gold. Of course, if you're buying a tie that says silk on it and it's $20, it's not silk. يعني هذا الله معمول in plastic ولا God knows what. Pure silk tie probably will be like $1,200, $1,800, if not more. فيعني anything that says silk in the department stores and it's like under $100, you can wear it. It's not silk. Anyway. Also أراد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أن يكتب إلى بعض الأعاجم. And at that time, the establishment of the Muslim Ummah had to deal with people around it and nations around it and states around it. He was told, alayhi salam, that they will not take any envelopes or any letters until it is what? Sealed. Like it has to be known, it is from the authority, so it has to be sealed either through like wax or whatever, So from that, they say, إِنَّهُمْ لَا يَقْرَؤُونَ إِلَّا بِخَاتَمٍ, that they will not read anything until it's stamped, sealed with a ring thing. فَاتَّخَذَ خَاتَمًا مِنْ فِضَّةٍ وَنَقَشَ فِيهِ مُحَمَّدُ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. So that was the reason behind him taking, this khatam with the Muhammad Rasulullah on it, and he will dip it in the wax and what? Or they will melt the wax over the letter, and then he will what? Seal it with his hand, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. وكان خاتم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من ورق يعني من فضة فصه حبشي. The type of gemstone that Muhammad Rasulullah was written on it, it was from Ethiopia or Abyssinia at that time. The last hadith we have عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نقش فيه محمد رسول الله وقال لا ينقش أحد على خاتم هذا. So he said, no one adds anything over this, يعني writings Muhammad